Hey guys, I'm just going to walk you through really quickly how to use the self-check form for GCF. And I'm going to zoom in here on question number 1. And so it's asking me to find the GCF of those three monomials. And what I did is I've got my scratch work here. And I did step 1, which was to take each of those monomials and completely factor it. And then now, of course, step 2 is that I need to see what they have in common. So what are those factors that are in all three of those monomials? So we've got a 2, a 2, and a 2. We've got a 5, and a 5. And then we've got, this one has 2 B's, but the others only have 1 B. So they've got 1 B in common. And then they've got 2 A's in common. So in order to find the GCF, I would take what they all have in common. So we would do 2 times 5, which is of course going to be 10. And then it would be a B and then 2 A's. So the greatest common factor for all three of those would be 10 B A to the second. So 10B A to the second. So I'm going to type that over here in the answer box. So 10B A. And then pay attention to the directions, because notice how the directions here say to use that little button. It's the same button that you use to make exponents on the calculator. So I'm going to hit the little up button to get to the second power. But obviously something's happening because it's telling me keep trying, your brain is growing. No, I didn't make a mistake while I was doing that problem. Well, I guess I did kind of make a mistake. I just didn't read the directions. While I really like these Google Forms for being able to tell you whether you're doing them correct or not as you're doing them, the one thing that's crappy about them is that they're pretty picky. So I've got to pay attention to the directions. So I did this part right. Use that for the exponents. Use all lowercase letters. I did that. No spaces, but here's what I forgot. I didn't look to see that it said to put them in alphabetical order. So even though it's not wrong for me to put it in as 10B A to the second, because in real life, the order does not matter. For the purposes of this Google form, the order does matter. So if I just do 10A raised to the second B, ta-da, now it's turned purple, which means that now I know that I've done it correctly. So for each of these problems, if you have the correct greatest common factor, as long as you follow the directions, you should be good to go. Otherwise, if you do accidentally put in a wrong answer or something, it'll tell you so.